to, have you got a chance to do tutorial 2 yourself? Question 1. Hey, hello? No answer. Have you got a chance to do tutorial 2? Question 1 on your own.
Haven't done.
Haven't done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one example on how it can be done, and then you're going to do the rest yourself, yeah. And next week I'm going to see your answer, huh? Okay. Let me share my screen. Because as far as tutorial is concerned, you basically need to practice for you to know how to do it. If you just listen to me, it sounds so easy, you know, but actually when you do it yourself, you may have a lot of questions, and then you may stuck here and there. Okay, let me see. Okay, let me bring this one over first. All right, can you see my screen? My screen now has two windows. One is the OneNote window. The other one is a PDF window. Can you see both windows?
Yes.
Okay, good. So question number 1, for each of the following baseband signal, sketch the spectrum of MT, sketch the spectrum of DSB-SC if it's modulate a carrier CT, which is equal to CT, which is equal to cos 10,000 T. And based on your sketch, identify the upper sideband and lower sideband spectra. Okay, so let's do question 1 first. All right, question 1. The first baseband signal, MT, is equals to cos of 1000 T. All right, to sketch the spectrum, you basically need to find the Fourier transform of MT. All right, how to find the Fourier transform of MT? I don't expect you to perform the mathematical conversion. You can actually make use of the list of conversion, the equation that I give you in Appendix B. All right, Appendix B here. So we have a cosine signal. All right, this is our cosine signal, and in the appendix, the cosine signal is given in the form of a cos of 2 pi f naught t. All right, or you can actually write it in cos of omega t. All right, so to find the Fourier transform, you actually have two options, right? You can find the Fourier transform in f, the linear frequency, or you can find the Fourier transform in omega, which is the angular frequency. Yeah. So given this equation, cos of 1000 t, all right. So that actually tells us our omega. This is our omega. Omega is equal to 1000. All right. So what is omega? Omega is 2 pi f, right? Which is equals to 1000. Correct. So if you want to draw the spectrum in the linear frequency or f, basically you need to convert the frequency from omega into f, which is 1000 over 2 pi. All right. So in this example that I'm going to show you, because this is already in omega, so I'm going to straight away convert it into the omega domain. All right. So cos of omega t, which is 1000 t. So what is my Fourier transform here? which is Fourier transform. Normally we use capital letter, right? Is equals to, all right, this again, you can see that the amplitude for my cosine signal is 1. All right, so same thing here. If the amplitude is 1, then the amplitude of the Fourier transform in omega will be pi. All right, so that is pi. And then I have two delta function here. All right, which is delta omega minus omega naught. So what is my omega naught? So again, if you refer to this equation here, 2 pi f naught is omega naught. All right, so in this case, my omega naught is 1000. All right, plus another delta function is omega plus 1000. All right, so now we are ready to actually draw or sketch our spectrum. So again, we're going to sketch in the omega. So this is our omega, and it's in radian per second. All right, and this is m omega. All right, so let's look at the delta function here. All right, so delta whatever it is, will give you amplitude of 1 when the term in the bracket is 0, right? Remember, I actually talked about it in chapter 2. All right, delta function will give you a output of 1 when the terms in the bracket is 0. So this term in the bracket is 0 when your omega is 1000. So therefore, you will have a impulse at 1000. All right, and then on the second delta function, this term is 0 when your omega is minus 1000. All right, so this is minus 1000. This is 0, and therefore you have another impulse here. Yeah, and what is the amplitude of this? The amplitude of this is pi. All right, so this is when you sketch the spectrum in omega, because the question never say you need to sketch in f or sketch in omega, so you are free to choose which one you want. All right, but if you were to sketch in f, then remember to convert your f. In this case, your f naught is 1000 over 2 pi. So this will be 1000 over 2 pi. This will be 1000 over 2 pi. Yeah, and then the amplitude will be half. All right, 0.5. Yeah, so this is in case you want to sketch it in the linear frequency. Then that is for A, and for B you need to sketch the double sideband suppressed carrier spectrum. All right, so the double sideband suppressed carrier spectrum, we have our CT equals to cosine of 10,000 T, right? Right, cosine of 10,000 T. So this means our omega C is 10,000, right? 10,000. So what is double sideband suppressed carrier signal equation? The double sideband suppressed carrier equation, call it ST, is equals to, just multiply the two signal together, isn't it? We multiply CT with MT. That is the equation for double sideband suppressed carrier signal. So in this case, I'm going to multiply CP, which is cosine of 10,000 T, with the cosine of 1000 T. All right. So now I have two cosine terms that I need to multiply together. So again, make your life easy by using appendix C. All right. Appendix C tells you that 2 cos x cos y is equals to cos x minus y plus cos x plus y. All right, I believe you learned this in your maths, the trigo. So I don't really want to go through everything and again. So we just straight away make use of this table. So what I have here, this is x. All right, this is x, this is y, right? Yeah, this is x, this is y, and therefore what I'm going to get will be, if I convert convert it into this term using two cosine term using the trigo identity, then what I have is here is half. All right, why half? Because there's a 2 here. All right, and I don't have a 2 here, so I need to halve it. And this will be cosine of x minus y. So this is 10,000 minus 1,000. So therefore, I have 9,000. And plus cosine of plus x plus y. So 10,000 plus 1,000 will give us 11,000 t. All right, so this is your st. And convert to the frequency domain. Again, I'm going to convert it into omega. So make use of the table up here. Okay, this one here. So now I have two cosine term here. All right. So if you look at the previous conversion, when I have one cosine waveform, I have two delta function. All right. That means now I have with two cosine waveform here, I'm going to have four delta function. Yeah. And then all amplitudes are one. Half, sorry. Is it half? No, not half. Because the st, the amplitude is half, so when I convert into frequency domain in omega, it become pi over 2, right? Pi over 2 here. So that will be pi over 2. All right, cos of 9,000 t. So that means my omega naught is 9,000, right? So what I have is I have delta omega minus 9,000 plus delta omega plus 9,000. Oh, no, I have a t missing, sorry. 9,000. No, 9,000, no t. Sorry, I'm in that morning. This is an omega, no t. If you multiply with t, then it become an angle already, yeah? So, okay, minus plus. That is for this two delta function is for this cosine waveform. And the second cosine component will give you another set of delta function. Plus, I write down here. So that will be delta omega minus 11,000 plus delta omega plus 11,000. Okay, so with this, then I can now plot my spectrum. Okay, again, this is omega, and this is S omega. All right, the amplitude will be pi over 2. So let's use red here. So my amplitude will be pi over 2. All right, so where are my impulses? My impulses will be, again, if you look at this term, you'll be at 9,000. I write 9K, yeah. I have one impulse here, amplitude pi over 2. And then this one will be minus 9,000. Yeah. And then this one will be plus the positive 11K, not to scale. And then the other one will be at negative 11K. Okay, so these are the spectrum of the double sideband suppressed carrier signal. All right, so I think C, you need to identify where the lower sideband and the upper sideband is. All right, the easiest way to identify the lower sideband and upper sideband is to refer to your carrier frequency. All right, so in this case, our carrier frequency omega C is 10,000. So this is your omega C here. Yeah, and this is your minus omega C. So anything that is lower than the carrier frequency is your lower sideband. Right? Anything that is higher than your carrier frequency will be your upper sideband. Okay, and then on the negative side, again, negative doesn't mean that it's smaller. Negative only mean that it's in the opposite direction. So again, this is lower side band, and this is upper side band. All right, you use the you just compare using the magnitude. Okay, so that is for part 1. Tutorial 1, question 1, and then the baseband signal number 1. Oops, where is it? Baseband signal number 1 here. Okay, can follow?
Can, Miss.
Good. So now it's your turn. All right. I want you to do the same thing for your second baseband signal. This one here. Your second baseband signal. All right. So your second baseband signal now consists of 2 cosine signal. Yeah. And one with the omega naught 1000, the other one with the frequency of 2000. Okay. So you go through the same thing. Yeah. So because now your baseband has 2 cosine terms, therefore you expect to have 4 delta terms here, right? 4 delta terms. And you can see that basically this one is the same as similar to the previous one, except the amplitude is 2. So therefore, what you have here instead of pi will be 2 pi. All right, plus another 2 delta function for this one. Yeah. So do it now. Do you have pen and paper with you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Do it now. Okay, I give you 5 minutes. Do you still need to refer to my screen? Because I need to stop sharing for a moment. Do you still need to refer to my screen to do your second part?
No, Miss.
No need,